Good morning, students. I hope you are all well. Okay, from exercise 6.4, we had completed until question number 8. Now we are moving on to question number 9 and 10. Okay, so this is question number 9. Question number 9 is find the value of if to determine the value of a minus b, this is first bracket, and 2a square minus 3ab plus b square when value of a is 3 and value of b is 2. So what we have to do is, first of all, we have to simplify this given expression. And after that we will put in the value of a is 3 and b is 2. Okay. So let's see the solution part. A minus b into 2a square minus 3ab plus b square. Okay, so what I do is I will multiply a with the second bracket and I will multiply minus b with the second bracket. Okay, so this is a into 2a square is 2a cube. A into 3ab minus 3a square b. A into b square is plus ab square minus b into 2a square minus 2a square b minus b into minus 3ab, this will be plus 3ab square and finally minus b cube. Okay, now let's see whether there is any pair of like terms. So first of all, we have 2a cube. Now 2a cube, there is no other term with the a cube, therefore 2a cube is an unlike term and it will remain as it is. Next is minus 3a square b. Minus 3a square b, there is minus 2a square b. So these two are again like terms, they are placed or grouped together. Then ab square and plus 3ab square, again another pair of like terms, and minus b cube. Okay, so what we do is we leave the unlike terms as they were and we simplify the like terms. Minus 3a square b minus 2ab square, this will be minus 5a square b. ab square plus 3ab square will be 4ab square minus b. Okay, so we have simplified the given expression, okay, as much as we could. Now what we need to do is we need to put in a as 3 and b as 2. At a is equals to 3 and b is equals to 2, so it will become 2 minus 5 plus 4 minus, in place of a I will write 3, in place of b I will write 2. Okay, now we need to simplify these expressions. So this will be 3 cube. 3 cube is 27. 27 2s is 54. 3 square is 9. 2 5s are 10. This will be 90. 2 cube is 8. 8 4s are 32. 32 into 3 is 96. And 2 cube is 8. So on simplifying it, 54 plus 96 will be 0 1 5, and 90 and minus 8 minus 98. So this will be 105 minus 98. So your final answer is 52. Okay. Now next, question number 10. Question number 10 is quite simple. You have to simply simplify it. To simplify, what we need to simplify? 3y minus, sorry, not 3y, it is 3x minus y, 3x plus y square minus 2x plus 3y x square plus x minus 1. Okay. So let's see the solution part. First of all, this first part is to be solved separately, and the second part is to be solved separately. Okay. So I will start with 3x into 3x plus y square minus y into 3x plus y square. Okay. And after that we have a negative sign. 2x is then multiplied with the second bracket. This is, I am multiplying this now. 2x x square plus x minus 1 plus 3y x square plus x minus 1. So for the simplification of first part, 3x into 3x, 9x square, 3x into y plus 3xy, 3x into y square plus 3xy square, minus y into 3x minus 3xy, minus y into y minus y square, minus y into y square minus y cube. After that we have a negative sign and then a bracket. 2x into x square, 2x cube, 2x into x, 2x square, 2x into minus 1 minus 2x, 3y into x square plus 3x square y, 3y into x plus 3xy, 3y into minus 1 minus 3y. Okay, let us simplify both the parts. See, for the first set of terms we have x square and alone. So x square, 9x square remains as it is. After that we have a 3xy and minus 3xy. They will cancel out each other. 3xy and minus 3xy, they will cancel out each other because they are like terms. Okay, like terms and their signs are different, their coefficients are same, so they will cancel out each other. Next is 3xy square. There is no other term like it, so I will write 3xy square as it is, and then minus y square minus y cube. Okay, now inside this bracket I have 2x cube. There is no other 2x cube. 2x square, there is no other 2x square, 2x. So all that terms inside this bracket are all unlike terms. Okay, so we will open the bracket. There is a negative sign before the bracket. There is a negative sign before the bracket. So what we will do is we will change the sign of all the terms inside the bracket. So this will become as minus 2x cube plus 2x, not plus, minus 2x square plus 2x minus 3x square y minus 3xy, and finally minus 3y. What we have done is we have changed the signs of each of the term inside the bracket. Again, what we are going to do is we are going to arrange them according to like and unlike terms. So first of all we will start with 9x square. Let's see whether there is another x square term. We have 2x square minus 2x square. Is there any other? No. Okay. Then after that plus 3xy square. Is there any xy square? Xy square? No xy square. Okay. Then minus y square. Is there any other y square? No, there is no y square. After that, minus y cube. Once again, we will determine whether there is any other y cube or not. No y cube. Okay. After that, we have minus 2x cube. No 2x cube. Minus 2x square is already covered. Then we have 2x minus 3x square y. And minus 3xy and finally 3y. Okay, now we just need to simplify these two. So this will become 9x square minus 2x square is 7x square. I will write down all the x term at the front. 2x cube plus 2x. Okay, now I will write down the terms having x and y both, plus 3xy square this, then minus 3x square y this, minus 3xy, this is covered. Now I will write the terms of y, plus 3y minus y square minus y cube. Okay, this is a bit large part, but that is the final answer. Okay, this is the most simplified form that you are going to get. Fine. Now in this exercise, as I have already discussed, for the question from the questions 1 to 8, you have to do question number 1 and 2 in your homework copy. Remaining parts of question 3, 4 and 8 in your homework copy, as well as question number 5 and 7. Okay. So I hope you have done all these questions in your homework copy till now. Secondly, you also need to do question number 9 in your homework copy. You also need to do question number 9 in your homework copy. Fine. Okay, now let's talk about your syllabus that I am going to cover. Few of the students have been actually not asking, pestering me continuously about the syllabus. Okay, so let me remind you once again, I have completed chapter 1. This chapter has been completed. Chapter 2 is completed as well. After that, chapter 3 is also completed. Okay, now revision of this chapter and this chapter has been done with the help of your book Math Bliss. Okay, now chapter 4. Chapter 4 is cubes and cube roots. In this chapter, I have explained the exercise regarding cubes. Okay, and I have not explained the exercise regarding cube roots, so this chapter is 50% completed. Okay, not all the exercises are done. I'm going to come to this chapter again later. Okay, once I complete rest of the chapters. After this, presently we are doing chapter number 6. Chapter number 6, that is algebraic expressions and factorization. So we have completed 4th exercise, that is almost 50% chapter of this chapter has been completed as well. After chapter number 6, we will do chapter number 8. Direct and inverse variations, or you can say direct and inverse proportions. Then chapter number 10, that is understanding quadrilaterals. And finally chapter number 14, that is data handling. So before your half-yearly exams, I am going to complete all of these chapters. Out of this, chapter 1, 2, 3 are complete already. Chapter number 4 is 50% remaining. Chapter number 6 is 50% remaining, and 3 chapters are completely remaining. Okay. So before your half-yearly starts, I am going to complete all of these chapters. So please do not ask me again regarding this. Okay. And regarding your course, some of the exercises in these chapters has been cut. Okay, I will give you the details about those exercises as we go on with the chapters. See, we are presently on chapter number 6, algebraic expression and factorization. So on this chapter I will say that last 2 exercise according to Math Bliss have been cut down. Okay, last 2 exercise according to Math Bliss has been cut down. That will be exercise 9 and exercise 8. Okay, so in that manner you have only 3 more exercises remaining in this chapter. We will do only till exercise 6.7. Okay, I have already told you what have been cut down in rational numbers and what have been cut down in squares and square roots, what you need not to be bothered with. Fine. And as I will move on with the chapters, as I will move on with the course, I will give you more details about what is included as per our syllabus in this year and what is not. Okay, so I hope you will keep watching the videos regularly. Now let's start with the next exercise. Okay, we have lots of time today, only few 15 minutes or something have been expended. I will give you introduction regarding your next exercise today. Okay, and I will leave it at that. I have made this lecture a bit smaller, smaller in the sense of content. Okay, time is that much already, time is same as regularly, but the content in this video is bit less. Okay, why is it so? Because today I am going to give you some identities and I want all of you to learn these identities by tomorrow. Fine, I want all of you to have learned these identities by tomorrow so that you can understand the following exercise. If you are not good with these identities, if you are not good with multiplication, you are going to face trouble in the further exercises. Okay, so let's see. Next topic that we are going to cover is special product. What do we mean by special product? See, if I am multiplying 11 with 11, I know the answer is 1 to 1. Okay. Now, if I multiply 11 with 11 with 11, I know the answer 1, 3, 3, 1. Then 11 into 11 into 11 into 11. This time the answer will 1, 3, sorry, I guess it will be 1, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. So something like this. So what I have done here is, what I know that there is a particular pattern that follows in the form of multiplication. For multiplications, there is a particular pattern that follows. Okay. Similarly, for the numbers ending with 25. For the numbers ending with 5, the last digit of those numbers is always going to be 5. You know all these from the chapter squares and cubes. Okay. What we are interested in, that in the variables also, in the algebraic expressions also, for certain products they follow a certain pattern. For certain products they also follow a certain pattern. They are called the special products. Okay, these products are given the term of identities. These special products of algebraic expression are given the term of identities. Okay, uh, identities are simple formulas which can be applied to any number, which can be applied according, which have its own rules, its own fundas, its own positive sign, negative sign, the way of multiplication. Let me explain one of the identities too. Suppose I have a multiplication x plus a and x plus b. I have to do multiplication of x plus a and x plus b. Okay. Now, how do we perform a multiplication of x plus a and x plus b? X plus a into x plus b, we have two binomials, and when they are to be multiplied, we will write it as x is to be multiplied by x plus b. After that, plus a is to be multiplied with x plus b. In this manner, x into x is x square, plus x into b is xb, plus a into x is ax, plus a into b is a. Okay, so what it took me 3 steps in order to determine the value of multiplication. Okay, so in this manner, if I replace a and b suppose with 1, if I replace a and b suppose with 1 and 2, in place of a I write on 1 and in place of b I write on 2. So what will happen in this case is, first of all, we will do multiplication once again. We will multiply x with second bracket x plus 2 and 1 with second bracket x plus 2, and in the same manner x square plus 2x plus x plus 2. Now what we will find out that we have a pair of like terms, 2x and x are like terms, so when they are added we get 3x plus 2. Okay, this time it took me 3 steps to find the final answer. This time it took me 3 steps to find out the final answer. Okay, but what if there was an easier solution to it? What if for every such pair of binomials whose first term of both the brackets was same? Once again, listen to me carefully. First term of both the brackets are same and second terms are different. What happens for a binomial, for a product of two binomials, where first term of both the brackets are same and second terms are different? We have an identity for that. What is the identity? Identity is quite simple. X plus a is any constant, and x plus b again is any constant. You expand this identity as x square plus bracket a plus b into x plus a. So let us try solving this question x plus 1 into x plus 2 using this identity. So x plus 1 plus x plus 2, in place of x we will write down x square. Okay, like in the identity, x square is written first of all, plus in place of a I will write down 1, in place of b I will write down 2, plus again in place of a 1, in place of b 2. X square plus 1 plus 2 3x plus 2. Okay, so as I have written it, I have taken 2 steps, but as you go on, as you get better hang of it, as you get better on practice, as you get more and more practice of this identity, you will only need one step for what we required 3 steps earlier. Okay, I could have written down this directly because I know the identity, but you also in the future will be able to write down from x plus 1 into x plus 2 directly x square plus 3x plus 2. How? Because of this identity, because you have learned this. Okay, so what you need to write down in your copy is only this identity. Okay, in your class copy you have to write down its identity, and if you want to see it on your book, it is on page number 98. Fine. Acha. In your book, there are only 2 identities given to you. I will introduce you to the 4 identities. So, first one was, you have to note all these identities in your copies. First one was a plus b, sorry, not a plus b, x plus a into x plus b. This is x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. Next one that you need to remember is x minus a, x minus, this will be x square minus a plus b into x plus ab. Third one will be x plus a, x minus b. This will be x square plus a minus b into x minus ab. Fourth one will be x minus a, x minus b. This will be x square plus minus a plus b x minus a. Let us see the relation between all of these identities. Okay, and let me make this one more clear. Plus minus a plus b into x minus a. Okay. Let us see the relation between how the LHS and RHS part are related so that you can easily understand these. Okay. Whenever the signs of a and b are same, whenever the signs of a and b are same, inside the bracket we are writing a plus b, inside the bracket we are writing a plus b, and when on the third term, that is the multiplication of both ab, we are writing positive sign. Okay, what is happening here is, see, for every multiplication we have one x square term, one a plus b or a minus b term, and lastly one ab term. Okay, we have these three terms. The only difference that we are encountering here is that of sign. The only difference that we are encountering in all of these 4 identities is that of sign. Okay, so I want you to focus on that only. The sign of the first term, the sign of the first and second equation, the sign of first and second identity, in this you can easily see that there is only one difference. What is the difference? The sign of second term is same. Otherwise, both the first equation, both the first identity and the second identity are exactly equal. Okay, what is different is the sign of the second term. Okay, how we can identify when to change the sign? When both the terms are of same sign, when all the terms of same are of same sign. X is positive, x is positive, x is positive, x is positive. A is positive, B is positive, A is negative, B is negative. When sign of both A and B are same, whether they are positive, whether they are negative, it doesn't matter. When signs of both A and B are same, whether they are positive, whether they are negative, it doesn't matter. In that case, you will write down x square A plus B into x plus AB. Okay, the question will remain of the sign of the second term. Okay, so for the sign of the second term, you will see what is the sign of A and B. If sign of A and B is positive, you will write down positive. If sign of A and B is negative, you will write down negative. Okay, I hope it is understandable to you. So it is easy to comprehend the concept behind first and second. Okay, let's see about third and fourth. First and second, I guess, are given in your book. Third and fourth are not. Okay, third and fourth are not given in your book, but anyhow they are important because I am discussing them, so they are important. Now, in third and fourth part, what is happening in third and fourth part? we have the same sort of thing. Let me rewrite fourth as this: x square minus a minus b x minus ab. What I have done in fourth part is I have taken minus sign as common. Okay, so I guess you have written all this. Okay, you have written all this, so I am removing one. I am removing this for the sake of understanding. Let us not focus on this, let us focus on this formula. Let's say fourth have this formula. Both the formulas are same, both the formulas are equally correct, but for learning purpose we will use this formula. Now once again what we have is x square a minus b into x minus ab. For both third and fourth formula, we have x square a minus b into x minus ab. The only difference is again the sign of the second term. Okay. Now what is happening here is the sign of both a and b are different. The sign of both a and b, this is positive. Okay, I miswrote it. This is positive. The sign of both a and b are different. Once for the third question we have positive a, negative b. For the fourth identity we have negative a and positive. So what happens in this case? In these two cases what will happen is, for the identities x plus a into x plus b, x square plus x square a minus b into x minus ab, the sign before the second term will be that of positive. The sign before second term will be that of positive. And for the second one, when a is negative, when the first bracket is negative, what is happening here is first bracket is negative. The value of constant in the first bracket, if it is negative, then we put on the negative sign before second term. And if the constant parts of both the brackets are of different sign, constant part of both the brackets are different sign, then what we have? We have a minus b inside this bracket, we have minus ab outside it. Okay, so I hope you get what the similarities here are. Okay, even if you don't get it, you have to remember the identities. It is very important for you, all of you, to remember the identities. Fine. There is a lab activity associated with the identity. It is optional for you to do the lab activity. If you want, if you are motivated to do it, I don't argue with that. You can do the lab activity if you want, but it is not compulsory for you. This is the first set of 4 identities. Okay. After this you have identity, second set of identity. Those are whole square identities. Second set of identities that you have is a plus b whole square is equals to a. See what happens when we have two multiplication. What happens when I multiply x with x? I get x square. What happens when I multiply 2 with 2? I get 2 square. What happens when I multiply 27 with 27? I get 27 square. See? So in the same manner, when we multiply two monomials of same type, when we multiply two exactly same monomials, we will get square of those monomials. When we multiply any two constants, any two exactly same constant, we get square of those constants. In the same manner, when we multiply two binomials, when we multiply two exactly same binomials, when we multiply two exactly same binomials, so what should we get? We should get the square of that binomial. When we multiply a binomial with itself, we should get the square of that binomial. Okay, and now we are going to expand it. Okay, first of all I will write down how to expand it by normal multiplication. After that I will point out the formula to you. So what happening here is we are multiplying a plus b into a plus b. A plus b whole square means nothing but a plus b into a plus b. So once again, by the method of multiplication, a into a plus b plus b into a plus b. So this is a square plus ab plus b into a is ab once again, plus b square. Now ab and ab are like terms, so finally this is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so you can say expansion of a plus b whole square or a plus b into a plus b is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Keeping these in mind, we will go on with the identities. First identity, let's say this is identity 3 on your book on page number 99. Okay, so we have, and according to the course that we are moving, this comes as the fifth one. Fifth identity for you will be a plus b whole square. If we are multiplying a binomial with itself, then its expansion will be, the sign of both the terms is same, the answer will be a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, in the same manner, if I have a b square, in the same manner, let's see what happens if the signs are different. What happens if the signs are different? How are they different? The sign of first term is positive, second term is negative. In such case, a square and b square will remain same. The sign of the middle term, the second term, is changing. See, for the previous examples also, the sign of the second term was changing, the sign of the middle terms were changing. When the signs of variables are same, the sign of the middle terms remains same as that of last term. When the signs of variables are different, the sign of the middle term is different, may be different from that of last term. Okay. So in the same manner, what happens if the sign of first term is negative and sign of second term is positive? In this case also, a square and b square will be both positive and sign of the middle term will be negative. And lastly, let us discuss what happens when sign of both the terms are negative. Okay, so sign of both the terms are same. In this case also, we have a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so this is set of 4 more identities that you have. Once again, these 2 are covered in your book, rest 2 are not. Okay, I hope you get them all. After that, we have one final identity. After these all 8, we have one final identity that you might have been using for a long time. The identity is very crucial for you, and it is going to come again and again throughout your career, throughout your academic career. Okay, until 10th class, you all have to go through maths, and if you are going to take science after 10th, this identity is going to haunt you again and again and again and again in various manners. The identity is, what if I multiply a plus b with a minus b? See, previously what we have seen is, what if I multiply a plus b with a plus b? That was a plus b whole square. And we have already seen, what if we multiply a minus b with a minus b? That was a minus b whole square. But this time there is a bit difference. We have 2 monomials. Their coefficient parts are all same, the constant parts are all same. The only and one difference is of the sign. Two binomials are to be multiplied such that both the binomials are exactly same, but with only one difference. The difference is the sign between them. So what happens is, its expansion can be said as a square minus b square. Okay, let me explain how that happens. Let me derive it for you. We will do the simple multiplication. A is multiplied by a minus b plus b is multiplied by again a minus b. In this manner, you will have a square minus a plus ab minus b square. See, 1 minute. See, these two middle terms, these two middle terms are like terms. this is minus AB, this is plus AB, and both will cancel out because their coefficient part are same and signs are different. So final result will be A square minus B square. So this is your ninth identity. Okay, this is also given in your book on page number 100. This identity is also given in your book on page number 100. Once again, there is a lab activity associated with all these three sets of identities. You can try it if you want, and it is not compulsory. So I have taken too much time of yours. Once again, please remember these identities, learn these identities. These are very crucial for the coming exercises. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.